Hi everyone, so it is day 19 of Vlogmas and I have here another list for you guys. This actually came from an idea from another YouTuber, Rachel Lynn, who is bookish at heart. And so she was talking on the AuthorTube Facebook page about the 25 bookish facts and how she wanted to do a writer version of that. So I was thinking about it, and some of these are like more stuff I like to do when I'm writing or related to my writing. Maybe not specifically about writing, but what I enjoy as a writer, going along with my writing, within my writing, etc. So here are my 25 writer facts. Number one, and I've mentioned this in several videos, I am self-published. I publish through Amazon and Barnes & Noble, and I think there's like a couple little sites associated with them that I'm also published on. This is not my first one. I originally published two smaller ones, which this basically makes up the two of them. I published it under a different name. I had a lot of editing mistakes. I do still in this one, but not as bad. I was like really a beginner at editing and publishing, like self-publishing and everything when I first started. And, this isn't the greatest here, but I think, I learned a lot. And the next time it will be better. But this is my book here that I've showed before. My book of poetry. I will try to link at least Amazon to this down there. I also have a spoken word album on Bandcamp, which I will also link down below. A lot of the poems on there come from here, but not all of them. There's some that are coming in from my next book, which I'm trying to do pictures with too. I'm not the greatest artist in the world, but I like to create, so I'm going to do it anyways. Number two is I have a writing bucket list. Like, there's people who like want to travel and this and that, which I do. Like, I want to travel first throughout the country. I want to see all 50 states, except for obviously the ones that I have. And I want to like do stuff in them and everything, but the main list that I have before I die is I have several things I want to write. I want to write a novel. I have not done that yet. So write a novel. I guess you can put my second poetry book up on there, but, I already wrote a book of poetry, but still I'll add it. So, novel, more poetry. I want to write a play. I want to write a screenplay. Maybe even work on a TV show. I want to get a little bit better at art, maybe drawing a little bit, because I want to create a graphic novel. Those are like the 6 things I want to do in writing. And probably other little stuff with music and stuff like that. But yeah, I have just like this list of things that I want to do. I want to write a little of everything. And I want to try and write in every genre. Not exactly every one. Probably not full-length romance, erotica, but they may come in short stories. But I just want to kind of dabble in everything. Number 3 is I have several journals, like this one right here. And they are just filled with nonsense. They are filled with lists, just poetry or something, and I start writing, and then I have lines crossed out and stuff written underneath them. Yeah, my notebooks, I try sometimes to kind of organize them. I have everything in this one from what I think could go from poetry to even song lyrics to words in other languages. Yeah. Spoken word ideas and just stuff like that. And maybe one day I'll show my journals and everything. Because there's a lot of cute ones out there. Number 4. For the book I'm writing, or one of the books I'm attempting to write, my 2 characters are 2 sisters named Olive and Sparrow. Number 5 is that I mostly write YA. I tend to read it a lot too, so that's probably why. Number 6, I blog. I haven't done this for a while. I have a blogger or blogspot, whatever you want to call it. I know it goes by both names. I also have Tumblr, but Tumblr is a little bit more of a thing to post things. But I do plan on putting more of my reviews up on Tumblr, or at least links on Tumblr for Blogger. But I'm trying to blog about more books and stuff that I like, reviews. Though there will probably be videos, or not videos, but yeah, well, videos, yeah. But I'm talking about blogs here. Blog posts on spirituality. So I was going to link that down below too, but I remembered you can just go to my About on my profile and it'll take you to Blogger. In fact, I think it'll take you to, I think I have Twitter and Tumblr on there too, so. So, number 7 is NaNoWriMo. I think I've attempted this at least 3 or 4 times. I know there was a time I had to skip because I really didn't have internet and I couldn't really keep up with it, so I didn't have time to like put in the word count and everything, so. But I never won. I never even got close to 50,000. I don't think I even got more than 10,000 words. But pretty much, as long as I have internet access and I can upload word count and keep track of things, I try NaNoWriMo every year for like the last 4 years. Number 8 is I write poetry with a form to kind of get going. And what I mean by that is like I write, if you ever read my stuff or you can watch my videos, I do read some of my poetry on here. It's usually, I guess, a free verse kind of thing. Like it has no structure, like it's not haiku or limericks or anything. But my book has that kind of stuff in there. And while I prefer the free verse and everything, I do like to challenge myself in writing haiku or limericks or diamante. That's a little harder than what you think and everything, because, you know, you have to take opposite subjects and this and that, and, you know, I really like those kind of things, limericks and diamante and stuff like that, to really get my mind going, especially like when I have writer's block. And it just kind of helps ideas get going. But I still do enjoy writing them, and sometimes I purposely write them and everything, but usually for me it's kind of to get that going. Number 9. The only poem. Now when I say this, I don't mean that it wasn't my original idea. What I mean when I say write, I mean I didn't physically type it on a computer or write it down with a pen. But the only poem I could think of, or any piece of work, that I just what I did was I had a phone, not this one, it was like a different kind of phone. It wasn't even touchscreen. What I did was I hit the record and I just recorded it. Whatever came to my head, I just freaking recorded that. And that was Rubies from Ivory, and that's a very personal poem to me and everything. Again, you could actually find that on this channel and everything. But yeah, that was the first one where I didn't sit there and think about it, and I, I, even though it's kind of dark, I'm kind of proud of it in a way because I'm getting those feelings out, and also I was kind of really just able to rhyme off the top of my head, even if they're not the greatest rhymes. It's just I felt very poetic and very much like expressing myself at that time. That being said, I often write sad poetry, which is number 10. It's just a way to get my feelings out there, and I've been through a lot and everything, and it just really helps, so be warned. I do think about things in the world a lot. I do think about my own life, so my poetry isn't the happiest, except for my limericks. Number 11 is coffee, which I think a lot of writers do drink, or tea. The thing is, like, I love Starbucks lattes and stuff. I love caramel macchiato. I love peppermint mocha. I even like the eggnog one. And, what else did I have? There's, like, white chocolate and stuff like that. But, honestly, I think the time I really go for regular coffee is, like, when I'm just sitting here late at night and everything, or even in the middle of the day. I think just regular coffee is just, like, really good for writing for some reason. It's like I associate it, like, Folgers and stuff, like, with writing. Which goes into number 2. I think my best ideas probably come at night, which I notice a lot of people have that problem. It's like, it usually comes when you have to go to freaking bed. Number 13, I'm pretty much against ghostwriting. Write your own damn book. Really, and I've made a video on this and everything. I think my writing's okay. I guess I can use more confidence in it and everything. But if I ever do write anything good, a series, a book, whatever, and people like it and people start reading it, if anything happens to me, like if I die or whatever, and people give my idea to somebody else to freaking write, ghostwriting is going to mean something totally different because it's just my opinion. I believe in life after death, and I will haunt the shit out of people. And the thing is, I don't like to put books down and everything, but there are some that aren't all that spectacular and everything. And they still got published. It's really a matter of opinion and everything. So if you have a story idea, write it. Learn writing structure. Maybe go a different way about it if you can't write exactly the way you want it to. It's just, but write your own damn story. And, if somebody dies or can't write it or whatever, don't give their story idea to somebody else to continue it on. If they can't write it anymore, then unfortunately the story's ended. I mean, yeah, there's fanfic and everything, and that's fine, but when you're actually publishing books and passing it off as this author, or writing underneath their name, no. Going from that, back to my bucket list with songwriting, I'm not a big fan of people who don't write their own music and everything. So I don't know if I could actually write songs for other people, but I would like to collab. Like, I can't sing worth shit. But there are artists and stuff that I would love to write songs with. Number 15. No, yeah, number 15 is money. I hate when people talk about how authors don't make a whole lot of money. And you need a job and this and that. Well, you know what? There's a lot of people with regular jobs that have more than one job because it doesn't pay a lot. I can't always afford everything on the job I have now. And before anyone asks, I make more than Minnesota's minimum wage. Okay? I do work hard. I show up on time. Everything else, it's just life sucks sometimes. It's not always your job. Sometimes it's the hours they can give you. It's travel. It's a lot of things, okay? And the thing is, when you're talking about writing, it's more of a passion. We know that we may have to have another job. There's also a lot of stuff that goes into writing besides just writing books. I mean, these authors have to travel, they have to sit and sign books and do interviews and all that kind of stuff that you would probably think wasn't a big deal, but when you really think about it, traveling, making plans, talking all the time, preparing yourself, if you really think about it, there's probably a lot that goes into it. So yeah, that just kind of annoys me because it's like I would get a regular job, which I do have one, and just stick with that if it was just all about money. Okay, and then number 17, correcting grammar without knowing the dialogue, which I think I've talked about in another video just recently too. And I don't mean like if something's like poorly edited, like there's no quotation marks or there's a period where a question mark should be and everything. That's basic editing and everything. But I'm talking about like when you have characters that are a certain way and people talk about their grammar. I had this happen with a story I was writing with two young people talking to each other, and somebody criticized it because it wasn't proper grammar and everything. But the thing is, if you read a lot of books, there's not only slang and everything in there, sometimes they drop the F-bomb in there, okay? And the thing is, even though it's fiction, it still kind of has to be realistic to a degree. Most teens are not going to talk properly to each other. Hell, most adults don't. Okay, you don't, you're not all proper and everything when you're talking amongst your friends. It's going to be, hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm doing fine. Not good morning, sir. Is your day doing well? Yes, sir. That kind of thing. Maybe if you were like living in the 1800s or something. But, it's just some things don't work. But, punctuation and everything should still be there because you're reading. It's a little different from the actual dialogue and everything. So, know when to correct something and when not to. Number 17 is I find it hard writing scenes sometimes because I've mostly written poetry and just short stories. So I'm trying to get off from the dialogue into the scenes and knowing when to end one and when to begin one. But I'm still a beginner. I'm a storyteller and everything, and sometimes it's easier to storytell than to actually physically write. There is a difference. Number 18 is that I usually write in first-person point of view, which I also prefer books in first-person point of view. But I do also write and enjoy reading in third person. Number 19 is that I've dabbled a little bit in fanfic, but not much. I've written a couple scenes from TV shows I like, but I've never published anything. Again, like the poetry, that's just something to like kind of get me going and everything. But I never did it before. I wanted to try it. It's kind of fun. It's not totally my thing, but I do enjoy it for like a fun activity. Number 20 is, despite being a writer, I have absolutely horrible handwriting. And I will show you. That's what it looks like if you can't see. It's bad. Like, I probably can write a lot better if I really tried, but just my regular writing, no, it's horrible. Number 21 is, I believe, an important thing within writing is research. Research languages, cultures, people, um, religions, jobs, stuff like that. It's fiction, but it still kind of has to make sense. Number 22 is Goosebumps. Okay, there are series that I love. Harry Potter, The Hunger Games. I love Zombies vs. Unicorns, but just an anthology, not a series, but I love that one. I love The Fault in Our Stars. But the thing is, what got me like really into reading and even wanting to be a writer was Goosebumps. And I know like they're like little short stories, really, I mean, compared to some of these other books. But I don't think if it was for them and me really getting into them and that sparking my interest, that I would be where I'm at now. So I have to credit that as being a big inspiration for me being both a reader and a writer. Goosebumps. Number 23 is, I have a very overactive imagination. It's very hard for me to write certain scenes and everything at certain times of the day. Just because I can really easily creep myself the hell out. Number 24 is font. I often change my font depending on my mood and stuff. What's that one called? Comic Sans or whatever. Like, if I'm writing like happy stuff, I kind of like to use that one because it looks very childlike. If I'm writing something that seems a little bit more deep, I may go for one that has like more of a cursive look. And I know like submitting to actual publishers, you can't do that. But that is the joy of self-publishing on these sites, because I can do whatever the hell I want right now. And there you go. See? And number 25 is that I think the hardest thing to write for me right now is children's stuff. Like, I have so many ideas, but I don't know how to go about it, because I want to write something age appropriate, but also something meaningful. And I'm still trying to find that balance there. So anyways, that is my 25 writer facts. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.